What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlayboyGamer.com, and in the last Dynasty video, we took on Texas in the Orange Bowl and got the big upset win, 42-35. We played great offensively, we didn't turn the ball over, and their best player, their impact halfback, missed half the game. And they had 2 turnovers as well. So everything just kind of worked out well for us in order to sneak out the win. As you can tell by the box score, it was tight throughout the entire game. Very entertaining. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I highly encourage you to do so. Having said all that, we are done with the regular season with the full season 2. We finished 14th in the country, and today we're going to do our off-season video. Before we do the off-season stuff, though, we got to look at a few things. The biggest thing is rosters, and we just got to look and see who is leaving, what we got to do and such. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to go to in-season recruiting. So we picked up 4 players. 5-star outside linebacker, really excited to have him. 5-star halfback, and 2 4-star quarterbacks. And if you look at our team info screen, we got 56 players coming back, and we got 4 committed. That means we technically got 10 spots without having to over-recruit. And I try my best not to, but sometimes you can't help it. But we're going to have some guys leave and such, but we're not going to have a humongous class. At least I'm going to try to get around 15 or so. That would be nice. I'm expecting a couple people maybe wanting to leave early or transfer. Who knows? We're going to find that out here shortly. But as you can tell here, we desperately need defensive tackles. We need middle linebackers, but I also have on my list, we need some wide receivers, guards, defensive ends, outside linebackers, and punters. So let's just go and check out our roster before we head into the offseason. So when it comes to quarterback, Westerman, if he decides to leave, we're going to let him leave. That's been one of my rules for this particular dynasty, is anybody who wants to leave, just let him go. It just kind of makes things a little bit harder. So we'll see if he actually wants to do that since he had such a banner season. But we got 2 quarterbacks coming in, 2 4-star freshmen. One of them will probably start next year unless Westerman really just bumps up his training, which is very possible. If he comes back, that'd be great. So we are okay at quarterback. Now, halfback, we got a bunch of bodies here, but we got a 5-star coming in that's really going to help. We don't need any other bodies here. Now, when it comes to fullback, we don't use them, so we don't have to worry about that. We got a sophomore and a junior, so we don't have to do any recruiting here for a while. Wide receiver, we got 6 players coming back. I don't know if anybody will want to leave early. I always like to have, when it comes to a spread offense, a minimum of 6 guys. That's usually enough for me. But I got on my list, I wouldn't mind finding 1 really good one, maybe 2. We'll just kind of see if any of them is interested. You'd think we had like the top passing attack in the country. We'd have some guys interested. But again, we got a bunch of bodies coming back, so there may not be a whole lot of room for that interest, but we'll see. When it comes to tight end, we're good here. We got 3 freshmen and a sophomore. We got a lot out of our 2 true freshmen that played for us this season. We don't need any more bodies here, so we're really good in that area. When it comes to tackle, we got 5 guys coming back, but we're losing our left tackle and our starting right tackle. So 2 starters gone. But behind him, we got a sophomore, we got a freshman that's redshirting. We're going to be okay, but I still wouldn't mind finding another guy, possibly, maybe 2, because we got a couple bottom feeders. I just don't know if they'll ever play much. We'll see. Now, when it comes to guard, this is super important for us. We may have to move a tackle over if we can't find good guards right here. Our best offensive lineman, Lundy, he's gone. Our other starting left guard was actually a tackle, which we saw earlier. I think we had Sanders starting at right tackle. I think we moved Robinson over to left guard. Either way, we need a lot of help here, as you can tell. So this is priority for us, guards. Again, if we can't find anybody, we can move a tackle over, maybe a center. And speaking of center, we got a junior and a couple of freshmen that I don't know if they'll ever be good enough for us to play here. So I do have it on my list. I wouldn't mind finding at least maybe 1 legit center that we can build up for, like 2 seasons from now. Defensive end, this is an area where we got 4 guys coming back, supposedly, for now, but we need some help here. Our best one is John Peterson. He's 82 overall, redshirt freshman. We may have to move a couple linebackers down that are big and strong enough to handle this, because what we got behind him is a senior and a senior, so it's a big drop-off after that. So if I can find a legit defensive end that looks the part, that can fit my defense, I'll definitely going to recruit him. Otherwise, we're going to need some extra, maybe a couple linebackers to move down that'll help us out a little bit. Otherwise, defensive tackle, this is an area of need. We got 3 guys coming back. We got a senior, and we got another senior gone. So I would like to get a couple extra dudes here. That would be nice. Right now, I got listed as 2. Outside linebacker, so we got a 5-star coming in. We're losing Horn, so that's kind of a plug-and-play to the different thing right there. But we got a 70 and 2 really bad players right here. No offense to them. We need help here. We need at least a couple more dudes here. That would be nice. Middle linebacker, we got a junior, Johnson. I guess he'll come back and start next season. And we're losing Townsend. We need a lot of help here. And top of that, what we just talked about with defensive end, the best defensive ends usually come from the middle linebacker pool because they're just bigger and stronger and fit that area really well. So I got to list it down, at least have a couple, maybe 3. I may just go ahead and put down 3 again, just to maybe pick up a future defensive end. Corner, we are kind of good here. We got 5 guys coming back, and we barely play anything beyond nickel. I would like to play occasional dime, but we got a transfer that's coming in. He's already on the roster, but he was going to get a couple of seasons in us for the next couple of years. Really excited about that. But we are going to lose Jeremy Fields. He had 2 good seasons with us. But beyond that, though, I think we're kind of okay here. So, but if we can find a real stud, I'm going to go after him for sure. When it comes to free safety, we got a bunch of bodies. Now, somebody mentioned possibly moving a free safety to outside linebacker. What I can do, I'm going to write this down. A lot of times this will not work. I'll just go ahead and tell you, I've tried it before in the past. Safeties usually don't make good outside linebackers unless you are a strong safeties. For whatever reason, it's just programmed in this game where strong safeties tend to be better outside linebackers. But even then, don't expect too much here. But we got a couple of freshmen at strong safety and a junior. We're kind of okay here because we're just young and kind of no different than free safety. But we'll just see what happens. I can maneuver some dudes around in position changes, and we may get lucky there. Either way, we don't need a whole lot of help at free safety. And I may need to think about another strong safety only if I'm going to move somebody down if I can't find an outside linebacker. But hopefully we can find another solid one. Kicker, we got a sophomore and a freshman. I may have to cut this guy eventually. I don't know. I'm not going to cut him only because we got a senior punter. For whatever reason, if we cannot find another decent punter to replace him, I may just move Corbett over. That's the only reason why I've been keeping him on the team. When it comes to our best players, I just want to quickly point out, just in case, Westerman, here is his final stats. He had over 5,300 passing yards and 50 touchdowns on the season with 11 interceptions. Very high completion percentage, and that's just because you remember we're running a bunch of screens and very easy lob passes. So I'm giving him like the easiest throws ever. But I just wanted to point out his little stat line just in case he decides to leave early. That'd be the last time we'll get to see him. The only other one is Meyer, honestly, in terms of just like pure production. Every season, he just got better and better, obviously. But this year, he was our best receiver. He's the best one in the country. Almost 2,000 yards receiving, 22 touchdowns, an insane year for a wide receiver. Should have won the Heisman, but that's neither here nor there. All right, those are the only 2 I really want to kind of point out in terms of guys who are definitely going to leave. That way, you kind of have a nice little send-off. All right, so let's go ahead, head into the offseason. This should be interesting. So when it comes to school budgets, what we're going to do is let's go to off-season schedule and school budgets. Now, when it comes to discipline, we're kind of okay there already. We got our bar down pretty low, but I'm going to keep it at 20. Now, when it comes to recruiting and training, I'm going to go at least 40-40 split. I'm expecting to get about maybe another 10 more dudes, but I wouldn't mind finding some 10 really good ones. And we're up to a 3-star program, or we're going to be, and yeah, we already got a 3-star status. So I'm starting to think that we'll probably get some 4-star guys interested in us now compared to last season. But when it comes to this, I actually may want to try this instead. I'm serious. We don't have a whole lot of spots to fill. So I think I may do this. I really want to go all in on my training. And let's see if that'll work out. So let's just go ahead and try this because, again, we don't have a whole lot of spots to fill. Here we are at the players leaving screen, and not a single player is leaving early or transferring out, which is really good to see. That's even less bodies that we have to fill, less spots to fill, more or less. So this is a good position to be in. So let's move on to the next step. It is time to recruit. Let's get excited. So first off, let's talk about our pipelines. Of course, our own pipeline, our home state, New York, is definitely a pipeline. We still have Pennsylvania as a pipeline. That's our go-to pipeline. We also have New Jersey. That's a big one for me. A lot of talent usually comes from there. And we have Maryland as a pipeline too, which I'm excited to. There we go. Yeah, Maryland is a pipeline. So we got our 4 main states to recruit from, but we'll recruit all over the country and we'll just see what happens. But the first thing I want to do is we'll go to interested prospects. So out of the gate, it looks like high caliber kids still don't want to come to our school until we boost up our program prestige. In the regular season, yes, we can go after those 4 and 5 star guys and really go 100% recruiting on like 2 or 3, which what we done in this past regular season. But when it comes to off season, we still got to work for it a little bit in terms of getting some extra dudes, but at least we got a 4-star punter that seems to be really interested in us, which is good, but we're going to go to that a little bit later. Let's just start off with athlete. Let's just look at these 2 guys right here. Here's a kid from Connecticut. Looks like he is a more than less a quarterback. You can tell by his arm strength and accuracy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to scout him. We already are okay there. He may be able to play another position, but I think I'm not going to bother with him. I'm not even going to try it. And here's a JUCO sophomore. We can at least test this out. Runs a 4.48. I don't know what this guy can do. 6'3", 193. His hands are terrible. He could be anything. I don't know. I'm not overly excited about that kid. And again, he's a 2-star, so I'm keeping my expectations low. So when it comes to the 2 interested athletes, I'm kind of okay not bothering. Now, we got some quarterbacks. I am not going to bother. We got 5 guys going to be on the roster next year. I don't think we need to go after any of these guys unless we can find just another perfect, great arm. We can try that here. Like, let's just go ahead and try that. That's the only thing I'm going to look for. Maybe get one more. Like, this guy's got a decent arm. Let me look at this JUCO. That's not bad. Here's another JUCO and another JUCO. And there we got one more. I'm not going to bother with him out of Maine. Out of all of these guys, the one with the best arm is either this JUCO Matt Sledge, B and B+, or B and A-. So it's one of these 2 kids. So I'm not going to put a scholarship on either one of them. I'll probably go after this kid only because he is local and he's young. So he'll be on the roster for a little while. So I can at least go ahead and try put 1 scholarship on him. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. Halfback, only 1-star guys interested. We're good at halfback. Fullback, we don't have to worry about it. Wide receiver, here are some 2-star kids. We can test and just see. We actually need a body or 2 here. Let me just go and just scout all of these. So this guy's, let me just scout all 4 of these 2-stars. Okay, let's look at all 4. Let's start at the very top. Okay, 6'4", 200-pounder, B+ hands. Not very smart, but that's okay. Here's a kid that's got A+ hands, 6'2", 180. Love the A+. And he's fast. 4.56 C+, 4.52. So I think this kid right here is probably the one worth going after. This one right here. His awareness isn't as good, and he's not as big as that one. But that A+ hands is so hard to come by. Let me go ahead and just put 1 on him for now. Let's just do program prestige and get it out of the way. He's probably a location guy. Tight end, I'm not going to. We got so many bodies there. So let me just not bother here. Like, I just don't want to do it. We got other important needs. So let's look at this big old tackle. As long as he's smart, when it comes to offensive line, I just need guys who are really smart. So this guy really fits the bill. I may just go ahead and put a scholarship on him while we're here. These other 2-star guys, I can go ahead and scout them. C+, so this guy may be an option as well. So 485, 655 on the bench and squat, 490, 655. So these 2 guys be about the same, honestly. This guy actually may be better. So I may go after both of these guys, honestly. But we need some help here. We definitely need help at guard, but I'm not going to put a scholarship on him yet. That's not the biggest need. Guard's kind of important, and we got a ton of 2-star kids here. Let's JUCO. I like his size. He's smart. I got to be mindful of my points. We're already kind of running out here. A there. New Jersey. Let's scout him. B. A. I would go after this kid. A+. A+ for him. I'd go 6'6", 345. Gee whiz, yes. This kid looks like the real deal. Let me just go ahead and put 1 on him. The rest of these, let's just move on to other positions for now. I need to look at center. So this kid may be worth going after, but I'm going to wait. So let's go defensive end. Some 2-star kids. If any of these guys had some speed, let me just move on really quickly. Let's go defensive tackle. Let's look at this 3-star kid. He looks the part. I'm not going to scout the 2-stars just yet. Let's go outside linebacker. This is very important for us. I need some speed and smarts. We got to scout all 3 of these 2-star kids. 4, 5, 6, C+. 4, 6, C-, 4, 6, B. And none of these guys, again, it's usually middle linebackers that gives us the best chance. But let me look here. I think this guy's the best of the bunch. He's got the best squat. He's not the smartest, but he's a little faster. And we got a good chance of getting him. But I'm not going to put a scholarship on him just yet. Here are some middle linebackers. Let's just go ahead and scout all 3 of these 3-star guys. I won't deal with the 2 stars until we need to. So like all 3 of these guys would be worth going after. We got 20 points left. I don't have to worry about corner. We don't have to worry about free safety. We're good there. We don't have to, oh, well, strong safety, it's possible. Let me go ahead and scout this kid. 4.52 A-. I kind of like what I'm seeing there, but 14 points. We don't need a kicker. Let's look at punters. Let's look at these 3 guys right here. And now we're down to 2 points. So I may take a scholarship off somebody just to go after, just to take a chance on this kid. We'll see. A+, B+, A+, A-. So either one of these guys would fit pretty well. I think we're going to leave it there. So we're down to 2 points for the remainder of the week. Let's just go up to our current targets. And I'm going to put this on somebody. We've done scholarships. Let's put it on, I think this guard is very important. Can I put another 2 points on him? All right, there we go. So we're down to 0 points. That was really quick. First week, we didn't have a whole lot of points to spend. But let's just see what happens as we head into the next week. We did not get any commitments in week 1, which you rarely do, so this is not a shocker. So let's move on. Let's go to current targets next. And let's look at these 4 guys and just see what we're kind of dealing with. So this tackle, this is great. He liked our program prestige. This is good. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just put 8 on him for now. Well, that's going to be a good pickup. What about this guard? We don't know yet. Let's do location for him. Wide receiver, I'm going to go we'll go location for him. 3-star and below, just go ahead and get location out of the way, just in case. And this quarterback, I like his arm is good enough, especially the pass accuracy. I think he'll be a good little backup quarterback for us for the next few years. Let me go ahead and do location for him. I think that's good enough. All right, so that was real quick. So week 2, it's all about those non-top 5 guys that were upset that we didn't go after them. So let's go to all prospects, and we got to look for guys that got upset that we did not recruit them. So let's go to athlete, and let's just scout a bunch. Let me go ahead and speed this up a little bit. So here's a 4-star athlete out of New Jersey, got upset that we didn't go after him. So let me go ahead and just scout him. He is A+ hand, 6'1", 202. He could be a halfback. He could be a wide receiver, who knows? But I'm going to put his name down. Okay. Good one there. And we're already down to the 3. I'm not going to go below 3. We got several of these guys. What about this kid over here? Here's a kid out of Michigan. Looks like he's probably got a good arm. Let me see if I can scout him. B&B. I can go ahead and put his name down just in case that other guy doesn't come through. Ty Mitchell. He is an athlete, but it's obvious. It looks like he's going to be, but he's got really good legs. Look at that, 4.52. You almost want to sacrifice the arm to get somebody who can really run like that. So here's another kid, 6'1", if I can do it. 6'1", 239. Let's go write his name down. Ryan Jackson. R. Jackson. That way, when it goes to week 3, you know kind of who to look up. Let's see if they got you in their top 5. And now down to the 2. What about quarterback? We'll just go, here's another 3-star kid out of Pennsylvania. D, accuracy. I'm not going to bother with that one. He's a scrambler. It doesn't fit what we're trying to do. I just can't imagine that going from a D to like a B+. I'm not going to bother there. And we're down to the 2. Halfback, I'm not going to bother. Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and let's just see. You never know. 3-star. No. All right. Good deal. Fullback, don't have to worry about it. Wide receiver, wouldn't mind finding somebody here that would be interested. 3-star. Here's a 3-star kid. 5'11", 209. Let's scat him and see. B hands, but he runs a 4.29. I can go ahead and write his name down at least. Wide receiver, Gordon. Okay, tight end. No, I'm not going to bother. We're really good there. Tackle. This kind of matters to me. Like, here's a 4-star tackle. 6'4", 261. I'm not going to bother. He's too little. Weight does matter in this game. Now we're already down to the 3-star. Nope. All right. Guard. Okay. right here. This guy, he's 269. His weight is kind of low, but honestly, this matters to me more than anything. Awareness. I need guys who can pass block for me well enough. And he's a 5-star. Let's just go ahead and put his name down. Might as well. Andrew Dean. And looks like he's really strong to boot. So he's, whatever he lacks in weight, he makes up for it in strength. Already down to the 3 stars. And that is it. Center, wouldn't mind finding a good guy here. Nope, already down to the 2 stars. All right, defensive end would be nice to find somebody. Like, here's a 3-star defensive end. I'm willing to try if he's fast enough, but he's not. He could be a good right end, possibly. I mean, I'll go ahead and write his name down. I wish he was a little bit faster, though. D end. Holland. Next up, that's it. A defensive tackle. Here's a 4-star kid. 6'2", 271. Is he strong enough? 440, 585. He's pretty smart. I wish he was a little bit bigger. I'll go ahead and put his name down. We need some bodies there anyways. As we know, our biggest weakness on defense all season was our front 4. Let me go ahead and just put his name down. Ryan Coleman. Here's a 3-star kid. 6'1", 306. You got to scat him to give him some attention. So that's what we're doing here. This guy's much stronger and he's bigger. This guy would fit the bill a little bit better, honestly. So let's go Garcia. Okay. And that is, oh, here's another 3-star kid. At the very bottom, he's a junior or JUCO. I'm not going to bother with him. 100. Well, okay, we got plenty of points. Let's just go ahead and do it. He's not as good as what we thought. He's slower. He's dumber. He's just not as strong. It's across the whole thing across the board. It doesn't look all that good. But I'll put his name down. Again, this is kind of an area of need. A position of need. Outside linebacker, wouldn't mind finding somebody here, that's for sure. Here's a couple 3-star kids. 4'5", he's not very smart, but that's okay. Looks like he really wants to go to North Carolina. We'll put the name down, though. You just never know. Adam Bynes, I should say. Here's another 3-star kid out of North Dakota, JUCO. If he's smart and fast, yeah. I'll go ahead and put the name down. There's another big area of need right here. We're kind of low right there. We may have to do a ton of nickel next year because of that. Unless we could pick up another good guy besides that 4-star kid. And that's it there. Middle linebacker. Would love to find somebody here. So here's a 4-star out of Maryland. That's good. If I can click it, there we go. 4.52 A+. This kid is perfect. Would love to have him in our top 5, in his top 5. He could be a day 1 starter for us. Chris Hale. Make sure I can spell that correctly. Here's another 4-star kid out of Maryland. 6'7", 225, 4.52 A+. Can I get an amen on this kid? He looks really good. Stanley Gibson. Here's another 4-star kid. We need to get all 3 of these guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Middle linebackers are the most useful players in this game. All 4 of these guys look like future defensive ends, too, if we needed it. Crooks. All right. Here's a bunch more. Let me just move on. How many more 3-stars? I see 1, 2. Okay, there's only 2 more, so let's scout those 2. Let's scout this kid out of New York, a local kid, 4'48", B, 6'1", 232. Looks pretty strong as well. His squat looks really good. 695, which is incredible. So S West. And let's go after the other one. Cross out of Washington. The state of Washington, not Washington, D.C., but from the Pacific Northwest. But it's a position of need, so let's go ahead and put that down. Corner, we can try and see. Or down to the 3-star. It's not an area of need for us. What about, let's go to free safety. Already down to the 3-star. Nope. We already had those guys that were interested. Strong safety. Already down to the 2-stars. Not a lot of big strong safeties in this class. Kicker, I'll just go ahead and try it. But, okay, punter, I'm curious. Like, here's a 3-star kid out of Pennsylvania, A+ and B. I'll go ahead and put his name down. C. Ely. We just need one. We don't need multiple, and here's that other 3-star kid that we haven't put a scholarship on yet. Let's go down to the 2-star. Here's a 2-star kid. Let's just scout him. A-, B+. That's still not bad. I'll put his name down. And then we're going to put a scholarship on probably that 3-star kid here shortly. 2-star. Here's another 2-star. Let's just check it. You never know. A-B. I'll put his name down just in case. Another Hale. And that is it there. So we're done with all the week 2 players. Now we got to go back to interested prospects. And let's go back and recruit and put some scholarships on some dudes. We got a lot of scholarships left. So when it comes to these athletes, like, I'm not going to put a scholarship on. I'm not going to bother with that kid. This kid, I don't know if it's worth it. If he was like a 4 or 5-star JUCO, I would try it. But I don't know where this guy would fit. He doesn't look very smart. I don't know where he would play. He's got terrible hands. He may play defense. I don't know. I'm not really excited about either one of those guys. So I'm going to move on. We've already gone after that one quarterback. I'm not worried about those other ones. We don't have to worry about him. Wide receiver, we're going after one. We're going after this kid right here only because of the hands. A+. You just can't ignore that. I kind of good everywhere else there. Tight end, I'm not going to bother. We're good there. Tackle, we're already going after one. This other one may be worth going after, the 6'9", 311 kid. I'm going to go ahead and just put one on him. Guard, was there any other guard that just made sense? So let me just look here. 6'3", so this guy's with an A and 585 on the squat. This guy's 640 with B awareness. Again, I'm looking for really smart dudes. B, A, 620. That's why, no, I'm not going after him. I should. 695 A+. This guy's really much bigger too. Yeah, this guy's much stronger. So I think we're going after the right guy, but I wouldn't mind going after one more. BA 585. That's really, really weak. Like, that's weak sauce compared to like this guy right here. 620, 640. I'm just not excited about any of them. I think we got a chance at this kid for sure. Let me go ahead and just put one on this one. We may have one of those week 2 guys come back around and put us in their top 5, and we don't have to worry about that guy. But let's put one on him. These centers, maybe. I like his awareness. He's stronger. He's got a better squat. But I don't know if we should or not. We got 37 points left. We can go ahead and do it. Ooh, he liked our program prestige. We might as well go ahead and put him on there. I just now realized that. So I'm shocked he went for the program prestige. Let's go there. So defensive end. I didn't scout any of these kids because I just didn't know if I should bother. Like, this guy's too small. If this guy was, how many points? I got 29 points. I'm going to be careful. That's not we can deal with that another time. And we got, I think, one middle linebacker on our current roster that we can go after that can move down the defensive end if needed. So I'm just not worried about this at the moment. Let me go to defensive tackle. This 6'1", 280 guy, let me just look at the strength. Is that the only one I went after? Yeah, let me just go ahead and go after him. Let's just do location. Outside linebacker. None of these guys except this one kind of fit what I was looking for. Like, we got a chance at this kid right here. Like, he would come to our school. But he's one of the slower outside linebackers, and he's not smart at all. So I just don't know if it's worth going after, honestly, compared to somebody like this guy who's a little smarter and is actually stronger, at least in the squat. I don't know. That's a tough call. I'm just not ready to put a scholarship on that kid just yet. Let me just go to middle linebacker. All 3 of these kids, I think I can give a scholarship to. This guy's a true middle linebacker. He's not big enough to play defensive end. This guy could play defensive end for sure. 680 on the squad. This guy's 670, 244. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on all 3 of them. And you can always move middle linebackers to outside linebackers as well. So this kid right here, out of Canada, definite pickup there. And I'm going to go location for this guy. So corner we don't need. Free safety we don't need. Strong safety. This one I liked out of the bunch. 4.52, A-. I think he can fit what we're looking for. Let me go location here. Because it is possible I may move a strong safety down to outside linebacker. That's the only reason I'm going after this kid. So let's do that. And last one is the punter. Let's go after one of these punters. I mean, how many points we got left? Actually, we can go after a couple, can't we? So A+, B+. This is the 4-star kid. Then you got A plus, A minus. This guy's got a stronger leg. And A plus B, which we didn't scout. I'm going to... Let's scout this guy. I should have scouted him earlier. So now we're down to 10 points. A plus, A minus, A plus, B plus. I'm going to just probably put a scholarship on both of these guys. Let's do location. I'm going to do location for him. So now we're down to 6 points. So I'm going to put the remaining 6 points on one of the guys who had us with a positive pitch. Like this kid right here. I can't do it there. What can I do? I don't know if I can do it anywhere with a positive pitch. Like we can't, that's 8 points there. We got 6 points to put somewhere. We can try. See, I think I put 8 on every one of the guys who had a positive pitch. If we can find one. Like this kid right here, again, it's an 8-point difference. So I may, I want to keep it at 8. So I think I just may share the wealth on those 8 points with everybody else. So let's just go ahead and try that. I'm not going to do it for punters. No offense to them. Let's do these middle linebackers. Like this kid right here. I'm going to go 8 right there. Let's just go 8 for this kid. I think Jamara Frank, which is an incredible name. So we're down to 0 points. So week 2, that's the slowest week of the bunch. I'm going to make sure I've done this correctly. There we go. So now let's just move on to the next week. We have picked up our first handful of commitments in the offseason. 3-star middle linebacker Henry Owens, 6'2", 217. He's a pure middle linebacker just due to his size. And then we got a guard, 2-star guard, Jason Robinson. He fits what we're trying to do. We'll just see how good his overall is when we get him on campus. But either way, excited to have both. So let's go back to current targets and let's do some digging here. So when it comes to this punter, we don't know what he's into yet, but we're still going to go after him. Let's go Coach Prestige next. Paul Walker, another punter. Let's go Coach Prestige. That's usually another popular one. Let's just get that one out of the way. Middle linebacker, Jamar Frank. We don't know what he's into. Let's just go to Coach Prestige. Strong safety, location. Boom. Let's just go 8 points for now. Middle linebacker, we can try Coach Prestige here. Defensive tackle, location. Good deal. A couple of these guys may have already had a positive pitch in the previous week, so forgive me if I forget. But here's center. There we go. Get him on the list. Guard, there we go. I told you location's a big deal for a lot of those lower tier kids. Let's try Coach Prestige for this kid. We're going to do 8 for the quarterback, Trey Sledge. I love his arm. And that is it. Do we have anybody decommits or go somewhere? So here's a tackle that's going somewhere else. And a wide receiver that's going somewhere else. So wide receiver and tackle. So we're already going after one tackle right there. So I'm kind of okay if we don't find anybody else. But you got to remember, we're going to look at those week 2 guys here shortly. And what was the other position? Wide receiver. Let's pay attention to that as we head into the interested prospects. And look at all these 4-star kids now. Boom, there they all are. Awesome. So let's go right here. So when it comes to our week 2 guys, we picked up, or we got 3 athletes. Brown, Mitchell, and Jackson. Are they on this list? There's Anderson, which I didn't really care for. There's Jackson. Let's look at this kid. So 4'6", 6'1", 239. I have no clue what he can do. But any program prestige, we got to go after him. He's out of Oregon, but I'm still going to go after him. We got to. So let's just go after him. Let's go quarterback. We're kind of done there. I didn't put anybody else down. Right. So let's go over to wide receiver. Is Gordon on here? There he is. 3-star Gordon. Runs a 4.29. I wish his hands were a little bit better compared to, see, there's B plus 4.37. Do I have a chance on that kid? And D. So it kind of comes down to which one should I go after? Clint Crowell, or should I go after this guy? This guy is actually stronger and he's faster. And his hands just are a little bit less. So I actually like this kid out of the bunch. I think I'm going to go after him. I like what I see there. I think he's the better of the 2. So let's do location until we figure out what he's into. Okay, now the next up, let's go to guard. There is a guard I really wanted. Dean. There he is, 5-star Dean. And okay, we're going to get our first 5-star offensive lineman of the Dynasty. Let's just go ahead and put 8 on him. Next up, we're going after, let's see, defensive end. Holland. There he is. I really like this kid. I wish he was a little faster, but he likes our pitch. So we're going to just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Next up, we got some defensive tackles to look at. We got Coleman, Garcia, and Kane. So there are the three guys. So which ones do we go after? 440, 585, and he's not very big. We got a positive pitch? Or nope, not yet. Let's go Garcia, 6'1", 306. He's much stronger of the two. But we don't have a positive pitch, but I really like what I see here. He fits what I look for at defensive tackle in our defense. And the other one is Matt Kane, 460, 620. I'd rather just go after the young guy. So let's just go after Coleman. Let's just do that. Let's do program prestige for him, or coach prestige for him. So I really wasn't excited about the JUCO. I don't think he's any special or anything. So let's just go on. Next up, we got outside linebackers. We got Bynes and Jackson. So there's Jackson. I don't see Bynes on here. So here's the outside linebacker, 4'5'6". He's a JUCO kid. He could be a day one starter, and he's a true outside linebacker. He's not very big. We don't have a positive pitch, but I want to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. He's 3-star. One of the few JUCOs I'll go after. Okay, here are these three middle linebackers. So look at all three of these guys. Chris Hale, 6'6", 229. Really smart, really fast. No positive pitch yet, though. Next one, 4'5", A+, 6'7", 225. But we got a positive pitch on him. And then 4'6", A+. Like, all three of these guys could be great for us. But you got to think, we're recruiting for several positions. These guys could play defensive end. They could play some outside linebacker. Anything is on the table. So let's just go ahead and put a scholarship on all these guys. I'm going to go, he's 4-star. Let's try coach prestige with him. This kid really liked our program prestige. So let's just go 8 there. And then we got, I'm out of scholarships already. Oh, wow. Okay. I really want to go after that kid. Let me just go look who else we got on this list. The other one was punter. Let me see about my punter. So we got Ely, Golden. No, I can't read my own right. Cronin. That's it. Cronin. Then when there's Hale. So let's look at these three guys. A plus B. We can't do anything. Okay, let me go over to my my targets. And let me take off some dudes. So we're down to these guys. Like, here's a guard. We're already going after that Dean kid, a center. I want to keep the rest of these guys. So I'm going to sacrifice, probably. I don't know if this kid will ever play for us. A+. I really like this kid. He's humongous and he's smart. And he's strong. Brandon, this kid right here, 6'9". Do we really need another tackle? We already got 5 on the list. I'm going to go ahead and take him off. I think we're going to be okay there. Let me just go ahead and just remove him. We can go back to him if needed. So now we're down to 1 scholarship. And let's go back to instant prospects. Let's go back to middle linebacker. I'm serious about all these guys. So here's this 4-star kid. I mean, he looks too good. We got to. So let's go coach prestige for him. And for now, when it comes to these punters, the best ones I saw were the ones we're going after. This guy right here and this guy right here. The rest of them all look about the same, which are still pretty strong. So I think we're good. So we got 56 points left. We're out of scholarships. We may end up recruiting or signing a humongous class. Wasn't my intention, but you never know. That's a good problem to have. So let's go and put positive pitches on, or let's go max out some dudes. Let me just go to need positions. We have a positive pitch on this kid right here. So Stanley Gibson, 6'7", 225. Let's go 16 for him. And let me do it for this guard as well. Let's go 16 for him. We'll probably go 16 across the board for all the positive pitches, as long as we got the points to spend. Like this kid right here, defensive end, I'll go ahead and put 15 on him. Keep looking for those positive pitches. I know there was, like, here's another kid. We can probably, the athlete, I think it's worth trying at least going for this kid right there. Let's do 24 on him. We got the strong safety. I don't mind putting 16 on him. And we got this defensive tackle. I don't mind putting that on him. And we're down to 5 points. We're kind of out of, so there's not much else we can do at this point in terms of going up on positive pitch guys. So I'm going to go back up to the very top and let's just move those points on somebody. He's a positive. Let's see. Let's go 4 for him. We may go 4 for this middle linebacker. So there we go. We will maxed out our points. That worked out really well for us. So now let's move on to the next week. Let's see if we can pick up some more commitments. All right, good deal. We picked up 5-star guard Andrew Dean. He was a week 2 guy. Chris Hale, I'm pretty sure was a week 2 guy as well. Yeah, he's a 4-star, and we only had one. That punter was a 4-star. Was the only one initially interested in us. That's a good pickup for us. He'll probably be a day 1 starter. Johnson's coming back. Be there. Really excited to have him. Then we got Marcus Brooks, another guard, 2-star guard, and we picked up that little 2-star center. Just more depth on the offensive line. You can never have enough. All right, so let's go to current targets. Let's knock out the guys who went elsewhere. 4-star punter is gone. Middle linebacker Frank is going to Central Michigan. Good for them. And that is it. We're already going after some other middle linebackers. We're kind of good there. Punter, we're going after one. We may have to go after another punter. But here's the 1 3-star punter. But let's go probably find another one a little bit later. So let's get through these guys first. So Ben Crooks, negative pitch on this guy. So I don't know if we got a chance on him or not. I may just have to back out on him. I think I just may back out. That negative pitch is hard to overcome. And we're kind of okay there. So let's go Stanley Gibson, positive pitch. That makes sense to just go after him. Defensive tackle, we need to figure out what he's into. Let's do playing time. How about that? Defensive tackle, this guy looks like he really wants to go to Ohio State. Let's go Coach Prestige for him. Defensive end, we just need this guy to commit. Let's go 15 on him out of the gate. Then we got punter. We need to figure out what he's into. Let's go playing time for him. Outside linebacker, Coach Prestige for him. Wide receiver, I'd love to see this kid commit to us. We need another body there. Athlete, out of Oregon, I want this kid badly. Let's go put 12 on him for now. Strong safety, we're in good shape here. We'll go location. Middle linebacker, another negative pitch. He didn't like our Coach Prestige. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and drop him. We're going to be okay. Quarterback, we know he likes us a whole lot. Let's go there. And now let's go back to punter. Here's a couple other dudes that made the list. These were a couple week 2 guys, like Phil Brown was on the initial list, and here he is. We don't know what he can do, but I think we need to go after him. Let's go Coach Prestige. Let's do that. While we're here, Ben Crooks, we took him off the list. I didn't mark any of these guys off. I want to go to punter. Let's go to punter. So here is Ely, A plus B for Golden. Do we got a positive pitch on any of these guys? We need at least one guy to commit. And some 2-star guys. And we didn't even, I scouted this guy, A minus B. So let's go after one more punter. We'll go after one of these 3. And all 3 of these guys are the week 2 players. So A plus B, A minus B plus. We can go after kid out of Pennsylvania or one out of New York. I'm going to go after this one. It just helps with Pipeline State stuff. So let's just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Let's do location for him. All right, so let's go back. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. Athlete, we're good at quarterback. We're going after the 1. Wide receiver, Gordon, we're still going after him. Let's see. Tight end, guard. We're good at guard. Let's go to defensive end. I think we're going after the one we really want. That's him right there, Holland. Defensive tackle, we're going after 3 there. Outside linebacker, I'm only going after 1. But here's the Bynes kid. Again, another week 2 kid. It just took him 2 weeks for us to get him on his list. I'm going to go ahead and give a shot on him. Might as well. Let's go location for him. Middle linebacker. If you look here, we're going after, we got 2 committed already, and we got 1 that we're going after. So I'm kind of okay the rest of the way. Let me just look. Am I missing something with this kid? 448B West. Here's another week 2 kid. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on him. That's awesome. That's working out for us. Now we need him to commit, but that was a week 2 kid. It just took him a while. And the other one was Cross. And who's Parker? 452A minus. And we've already maxed out our scholarships. All right, which is good. I think we're good across the board. So let's go back to current targets. And let's max out those last 28 points. Middle linebacker, I'm going to go just put one on max out him. defensive tackle, defensive end, maxed him out. Punter, outside linebacker, JUCO. Another outside linebacker, wide receiver. We need to figure out what he's into. Athlete, we'll go 24 there. And then we're going to put our other 2 points on somebody. Let's go back to the very top. We've maxed him out like this kid right here. Defensive tackle, Ryan Coleman. Let's go 4, and there you go. 0 points. That's what we want. All right, good deal. So that was a really quick week. We are now down to week 5, our last week of recruiting. Let's see if we can finish this up really well. Boom! We got some commitments. 4-star middle linebacker, Stanley Gibson. Gibson, I should say. He could be a true middle linebacker for us, but we got that defensive end. That's good, so we don't have to move anybody around unless we feel like we really need to. We picked up that 3-star athlete. I'm really curious where he's going to play. Him being 239 pounds tells me he may be able to play linebacker of some sort. We'll see. We finally got a punter. That's good. Paul Parker out of Pennsylvania. And we finally picked up that little 2-star quarterback, another good little arm, just to fill up the depth chart there. So New York, we got Oregon, New York, and Maryland. So let's go back to current targets. I'm going to take this punter off. We don't need him. I'm not going to bother. We got the one punter we need. Middle linebacker, again, we got to think of future guys that could play other positions. Well, let's just start off Steve West. Let's go 15 there. We don't know for this kid. I'm going to go coach style, maybe? I don't know. We'll go, let's do playing time. Let's go 12 there for now. Outside linebacker, Adam Bynes. He liked our location. Wow. Let's go 15 or max out for him. And for this kid, I'm going to go playing time. And we're down to 7 points. I can't go any further than that. I guess I can't. Okay. Wide receiver. So I'm not going to go after any more dudes. This is the last 4 we're going to go after. So can we max out anybody? I don't know if we can. It says down to 7 points. There we go. That was kind of weird. Let's go 24 there. Maxed out there. Ooh, now we're down to -5. That's weird. My bad. I hope that doesn't mess me up. That's weird. Have you ever seen that before? It says -5. We're down to 7. Okay. That's a glitch. Go back and watch it. If you've ever seen that before, well, there you go. If you haven't, especially. So we're down to 7 points. I don't know. We can't really max that out anywhere else. Like, I would love to do 16 for this kid, but we're going to just have 7 points left over, which honestly, I think is fine. We've already got a bunch of dudes anyways. We're going to have to over-recruit, it looks like. So let's just move on to the final week, and let's wrap up recruiting. Our last group of commitments, 3-star wide receiver Kevin Gordon out of Connecticut, and we picked up a JUCO outside linebacker who may start for us day 1. We'll just see what happens. All right, so let's go look at our signings. And let's start off with athlete, 3-star athlete Ryan Jackson. We'll see where he can play. I'm curious to see where that'll be. We picked up 3 quarterbacks, so our quarterback room is looking good for the foreseeable future. And it looks like J.D. Hill was ranked 6th in the country, and Charles Johnson was 5th. So 2 top 10 quarterbacks. Nice. Halfback, 5-star, number 3 halfback in the entire country, Jason Heath. That's cool. Wide receiver, 3-star, 74th in the country at that position. But he has a pretty good, if I'm not mistaken, is he the fast one? Yeah, really fast one, and he's pretty strong to boot. Let's go to, we didn't pick up any tackles, but that was okay. Guard was more important. We picked up 5-star caliber guard, 6th in the country. And then we got 2 2-star guys. Maybe one of them may be like a diamond in the rough like this kid right here. We picked up a 2-star center, 37th in the country, 37th ranked defensive end, Ryan Holland. 3-star defensive tackle, Jamal Wagner. Number 1 outside linebacker in the country, John Lawrence. There you go. That was the in-season kid. Really excited about him. I'm assuming he'll be a day 1 starter. But we also picked up a 3-star JUCO kid, Steve Jackson. Middle linebacker, 2 4-stars, Chris Hale and Stanley Gibson, 15th and 26th respectively. Then 48th best middle linebacker, 3-star Henry Owens. Glad to have all 3 of them. And honestly, they all look like true middle linebackers. I didn't pick up any humongous dudes. But one of them, technically my rule is usually for that, is usually like 6'5", 230-ish. Usually you're big enough to kind of go down the defensive end. But either way, we'll just see what happens with there. Free safety, nothing. Corner, nothing. Strong safety, nothing. We didn't need help in any of those, honestly. No kicker. But we did pick up a punter. We just needed one. Paul Parker, and I really liked his leg. So let's go to top classes. Texas A&M, Florida, Miami, LSU, Ohio State, Virginia, Texas Tech, USC, Oklahoma. And look at there. We got a top 10 recruiting class. And a lot of that just had to do with getting those 4 and 5 stars. 3 5 stars, 4 4s, 7 3s, and 4 2s. We ended up getting 18 total guys. So we're going to have to cut some bait on a few players. Either way, really cool to see that. Just a good sign of things to come. I'd love to see us get invited to a bigger conference. But either way, I think we can really steamroll through this conference for the next couple of seasons at least. So let's just get out of here and let's head into position changes. And here we are. So when it comes to quarterback, let's look at our freshmen. So 78 overall, J.D. Hill, 74 speed. Then we got true freshman Charles Johnson. He's a 78 overall, but look at his arm. I know it's really good. Did I pass it up already? Yes. So 94, then 88 on the accuracy. He's definitely got the best arm of the bunch. But it's very possible neither one of them will start next year. We may just have Westerman continue to start because he's a senior. He's coming back. I feel like he's earned it, if that makes sense. But we got Sledge, Trey Sledge, 68 overall. But you look at his arm, 84 and 86. He's our most accurate dude outside of Johnson. That's why I picked him up. But we got a couple other dudes we'll probably cut bait. Definitely no offense to Bobby Beard and a couple of these other guys. We got 4 extra. You notice right here, 74 total players on the roster. Halfback. There he is, Jason Heath. He still may not come out to be the top overall halfback. Massey may have really good training coming up, but Heath is an 80 overall. Really cool to see that, 90 speed and 65 catch, which is enough for us to deal with. You go to a fullback, we don't have to worry about it. Wide receiver, we did pick up one kid. Kevin Gordon, just a 72 overall, but he's arguably our fastest dude at wide receiver. And I thought his catch was halfway. Did I miss? Oh, his catch is terrible. Ugh. He may be pure special teams guy. So that's a good enough pickup on its own. We don't have to try to put a starter there. So that actually works out okay. Just don't fumble it or anything. So there you go. That just shows you how important that catch rating is for wide receivers. And he was just a B there. Tight end, we didn't have anybody new there. Tackle, we didn't get anybody new. But I do need to think about moving somebody to left and right, if that makes sense. So right tackle, we got a left tackle there, right tackle. I'm kind of okay where everybody's kind of staying there. When it comes to guard, true freshman Andrew Dean, good pickup, Al, 80 overall. Then we got several left guard or right guards. This kid I may have to move. We can keep left, right. I may keep him at right. I actually may leave all that as is. I'm not too worried about who goes left and who's right. This guy is definitely going to stay at left. And we'll just see what happens with these 3 guys. I mean, this guy's going to move up a little bit with training. So somebody's going to start at right. But either way, I'm kind of okay with all that. We got several guys that look kind of the same. Center, we picked up this kid right here, 70 overall. Not a bad pickup. His awareness is okay for a freshman. We'll just get him redshirted and get him through the system. And maybe in a couple seasons, he may start for us. We'll see. So I'm excited about that pickup. We may end up having to drop somebody. Defensive end, we picked up this true freshman, 70 overall. Again, he's not very fast. He's going to be a right end for us. I can go ahead and just move him right now. This is a right end, left end. I'm going to put this guy left. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I want my faster dudes at left end and my slower ones at right. It just works out better that way, the way this game works. Defensive tackle, we got 4 guys here. We did pick up 72 overall Jamal Wagner. That was the only one we got. Would like to have a little bit of help here, but we got nobody else to put over there. We need some size, and defensive tackle, you just can't move somebody there. But that's okay. We're doing fine. That's going to be a bit of a weakness, though, at that spot. Hopefully this kid right here can really bump up his overall in training. Outside linebacker, look at this kid. 84 overall, John Lawrence. Gee whiz, this kid's going to be a stud. 85 speed. My goodness. Who's going to be our right outside linebacker? Probably one of these 2 guys. This is the JUCO we picked up. And I'm going to put both of these guys at right. And they can battle it out for right outside linebacker. The rest of these guys, it may not be so good. I may have to drop one of these guys. We got to drop a few anyways. Middle linebacker. So when it comes to new incoming middle linebackers and new incomers, period, Do not move them to a strange position. It will mess up on you. Got to wait a year. Unless you move them to outside linebacker, then it'll be okay. But in this case, we got 76 overall Chris Hale, 74 Stanley Gibson, and then 72 overall Henry Owens. I'm guessing one of these guys will go down to defensive end next year, but we're not going to do that again. If I moved them down this year, it would mess up on a big time. We got to wait a year. But we're in good shape for all of these kids. That looks really good. And this kid right here, look at that, 87 speed. Oh my gosh. Wow. The only reason why he's probably not like a 76 or something is probably because of his strength. Yeah, his strength isn't the best in the world, but that's okay. So we're good here. We got future depth in certain positions, especially if we need to move somebody over here to like outside linebacker. Corner, we're kind of good in this shape, this situation. We didn't have to bring anybody new in. Free safety. Somebody did mention, like, is it worth trying to move? Like, this isn't permanent. It's possible he may go to outside linebacker and just flourish there. I'm going to guess not, but I like to have 3 on my active roster at all times, so nobody's moving. Strong safety, nobody's moving. We didn't pick up that one kid, so I'm not going to move anybody here. There's no point. We got plenty of bodies at middle and outside linebacker, so we're in good shape of free safety, strong safety. Kicker, we're probably going to drop this kid right here, unfortunately, because we got a true freshman punter. That's going to be his spot for the next 4 seasons, which is great. All right, so this athlete, where's this guy going to go? So out of the gate, he could be a fullback. He would be a waste there because we don't use fullbacks. He could play tight end. I figure he'd be a defensive player, and it looks like that's going to be the case, and looks like I can't imagine him being safety, a 70 overall safety. So it looks like this ain't a good pickup for us. 68, 60, just 60, 60 across the board. Can he even catch the ball? He can't even catch the ball, and they have him thinking he could play tight end. That makes no sense. So 76 speed. I don't know. 62, 68, 76 speed. What's his strength? 72. His tackle's pretty good. I think he could be like a future defensive end, but it says here that he can't be. So I don't know. He's just not fast enough to play safety. Just 76. That's just not fast enough for me. But that's his best spot outside of fullback. He can't play corner. I may have to put him at a linebacker more than likely. I just can't think of anywhere else where he would go. Again, he can't play tight end. I need tight ends who can catch. And fullback will be a waste. We already got 2 guys there. We don't even play fullbacks. So we're going to put him probably... Let me look at my linebacker positions really quick. I'll probably put him maybe at outside linebacker. We got plenty of bodies here. So let's go put him at outside linebacker. Let me see which one I need to put him on. I probably need to put him at left, because one of these guys are going to go down. So, all right, so let's put him at left outside linebacker. And who knows, we may be able to move him down the defensive end. He can really flourish there down the road. We'll see. So let's go put it at left outside linebacker. All right, that's a good deal. So now let's just move on to training. So several guys got a good boost. If you remember, we put the majority of our points in training this go round. So let's go to each position. I want to go by overall and then go from there. So look at this. Westerman went up 4. Hollinsworth went up 5, and Beard went up 4. So Westerman, I think he deserves to start. I mean, he just shattered records last year, and technically he's better than our other 2 quarterbacks. We can redshirt them and get them ready for the next season. I think that's a good position to be in, but we'll see what happens there. Either way, good pick adjustments there in terms of training. When it comes to halfback, Massey only went up 2. Price went up 4. That's good. Triplett went up 4. You go to fullback. Again, we don't use these guys. Wide receiver, everybody went up 2. Singleton went up 4. But at least everybody went up a little bit. Tight end, all 4 of these guys went up 4. Wow. That's impressive. So Sanders is he's an 82 overall now, and then Smith's an 80. There's Dixon right there. I mean, just a good little group of tight ends. Left tackle, I may include another double tight end set for next season. We'll see. Left tackle, 2s and 3s. Guard, not much there. Center, Martin went up 4. That's pretty impressive. But our best guy went up 2. Right guard 2. Right tackles 2. Left end, Henderson went up a couple. Peterson went up 2. 2 4s for defensive tackle. This is really good right here. Really happy to see that. But this is a priority position for us. We're still not getting like elite dudes like I feel like we need to. Left outside linebacker, Levine went up 3, but he's terrible. No offense to him. Middle linebacker, Johnson went up a couple. I'm assuming he'll still be our starter next year, but we'll deal with that in the next video. Right outside linebacker, Young went up 4. He's now a 74 overall. Our corners done pretty well. Sanchez and Newton both went up 4. Sanchez is the transfer, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. Is it him or Newton? Forget, I should go back and look at that. But both of them went up 4. 4 didn't go up any whatsoever. McAfee went up a couple. Charles is up 4. Free safety, Coach went up 3. That's good. Bradley went up 4. He'll be a solid backup for us. You go to strong safety, Waters went up 4. I think he's solidified himself as the starter going forward. I thought he finished the season really well, especially had a couple of big plays against like Texas and Louisville. Kicker, McKinney went up a couple. Corbett went up 5, but I think we're going to have to cut him. Punter, we only had the 1 freshman. All right, so let's move on to cut players. We have 4 players on the roster. We need to cut somebody. What I'm going to do, first of all, we got our future punter. We don't need anybody else there. And we got 2 kickers. We got a junior and a sophomore. I could probably cut a fullback. That's one thing I could do. Like, we got 2 fullbacks, a and we should be able to cut one because we are a spread team. We only need 1 on the roster, and here's a junior. I'm going to cut this guy. So now we're down to 73 players. Let's cut 3 more. Let's go to quarterback. I probably need to cut somebody here. No offense to this guy. He's got 82 speed. I probably could have moved him somewhere. I didn't think about that. I think he was one of those athletes that just was not good anywhere. Let me go ahead and just cut this guy. We got a bunch of quarterbacks as is. Ton of halfbacks. We got 2 more to cut. Plenty of guards. We're good at center. Defensive tackle. Plenty of outside linebackers. We'll probably cut one of these guys. Like this kid right here. And now we got 1 more to cut. We're not cutting any of those. No corners. Free safeties. I like to have 3 active for both. And the kicker... Okay, so this guy, I just don't know if he'll ever play until like his senior year if we can't find anybody. I think it's just worth just cutting him. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. All right, so there you go. We are down to exactly 70 players. We got 7 seniors, a ton of freshmen, a ton of sophomores. So going forward, this next recruiting class will be even smaller. So I'll try to not have to recruit as hard in the regular season and in the off season. But either way, good shape to be in for sure. All right, let's look at our roster one final time before we wrap up the season. So here we are. We have free safety, Sean Coach. He's an impact guy. That's great. So you notice our best players are 85 and below. We got several guys in the 80s. That's just good. We've been recruiting well. Let's start off with quarterback. Westerman is an impact guy. I'm kind of glad this happened. This just forces me to start him. I wanted to play him anyways. I feel like he earned it. Like I said earlier, he had a killer junior season, and I'm ready to see him flourish for another season. We'll probably do more screen and shoot unless... I wonder, let's look at his arm. So his arm got a little bit better in the accuracy, and it's still really strong in the throw power. So we can open up our playbook a little bit. We don't have to be pure screen and shoot. We can add a few more concepts I think he can handle. We'll see how that goes, but at least that just goes to show you we can redshirt J.D. Hill, number 6. I like that number. He can keep it. And 19, Charles Johnson, he can keep that as well. So we can redshirt both of those guys. We can also redshirt this freshman right here. So nothing's really going to change from last season. Hollinsworth will still be our backup to Westerman. So really good shape all around right there. I like it. Halfback, Jason Heath is 46. I'm probably going to change that number to something else. What did it say he was? He was like the number 3 halfback. Let's just give him a better number out of the gate. Let's just do that now. 46, think something single digit. And none of the single digits are available. Like nothing. Let me put that back to 46 real quick. We're going to give him something better than 46. No offense to the number 46, any fans of that number. We'll give him something else a little bit later. I'm guessing some other players picked up some other numbers. But he was the only freshman in the halfback group. Fullback, don't have to worry about that. Wide receiver, we picked up this kid right here, number 89, Kevin Gordon. He can keep that number. That's fine. But he's a 72 overall. Let me just look and see anybody else. Spencer, it looks like is our go-to wide receiver. He may be our X receiver next year. We'll see. Tight end, we didn't pick up anybody new there. Tackle, we didn't pick up anybody new. We did pick up a couple of these guys. 71, Andrew Dean, and then 78, Marcus Brooks. We may have 2 true freshmen starting at guard for us this year, the way it's looking. And 63, John Robinson. I think that would end up being a decent pickup. Center, we picked up Ricky Reed. He's 66. That's perfectly fine. Defensive end, we picked up Ryan Holland, 90. He can have that. That's fine. A defensive tackle, we picked up this kid right here, Jamal Wagner, 51. I actually think that's a cool number for a defensive tackle. We're going to let him have that. Outside linebacker, John Lawrence, 44. This kid, he needs to be 44 is fine. I actually think that's a pretty cool number. I got to go see who else had like a single digit or something lower. Did we pick up anybody else? Mike Young. We picked up, I think this was a JUCO kid, Steve Jackson, 56. That's fine. Oh, here's a true freshman, Ryan Jackson, 31. He can keep that. I'm okay with that. Middle linebacker, 48, Rodney. Let's see. Chris Hale, 43. 42 for Gibson, and 47 for Owens. I'm fine with that. We're running out of low numbers anyway, so I can't move these guys around too hard. Corner, we didn't pick up anybody new. Free safety, we didn't pick up anybody new. Same here. Kicker, punters, 15. We're going to give him something else than 15, no offense. Let's give him like 95 if it's available. 95, there we go. Let's give him 95. So when it comes to Heath, I wish I could give him a better number. Is there anybody down here that I could? They're all in the 20s. Sledge is 17. I'm okay with keeping all that as is. And I hate to remove a number from somebody for the sake of it, you know? We must have some corners. Like all these corners, that's probably what it is. Like this number 13 for Lance Charles. No offense, he'll never see the field. I may give him... I just want to free up that number, if that makes sense. Let's give him 33. Let me look at some of these other ones who just don't play. McAfee can stick with 8. That's fine. He played quite a bit last year. 3 for Isaac Smith. I'm getting rid of his number. No offense to him. He needs something else. He'll never see the field. 20... Let's give him 27. That's fine. Let me just look at some of these other ones. So here's 4, Jeremy Parker. Again, I don't think he'll ever see the field. Let's give him something else. Instead of 4, let's give him, I don't know, 34. Let's give him that. All right, so there you go. So now we've freed up a couple of good numbers. I think we need to give Heath and we need to give our outside linebacker, John Lawrence, different numbers. Let's go over here to our halfback. So Heath is 46. Let's go here. Let's give him one of those little lower numbers. Like 4. No, 4 needs to go to Lawrence. I think Lawrence needs to get that because he was already 44. I think we can give him Heath 13 or 15. I think, let's just give him 13. I like that. And 44 for John Lawrence. I think he needs to be number 4. Those were our 2 prize recruits of the bunch. Oh, no, 3 was available. Ooh, 3's available. My bad. Let's go down here to the halfback. Heath, I'm sorry. We're going to give you 3. There you go. All right, so there you go. So Heath is now number 3, and our big-time outside linebacker, John Lawrence, is number 4. I think they're well-deserving. These guys are going to be All-Americans for us down the line more than likely. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed the off-season. So what's coming up is I got to take a break from 06. The new game is coming out. I got to spend some time there, but I will get back into Season 3 here eventually. I just don't know how to do that yet. Trying to juggle 2 games at once. I will figure that out. But either way, I'm excited for where Syracuse is going. Hopefully we can win another Big East championship and continue to do more incredible things. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.